If you're in the talking stage with a guy, here are 5 things that if they do these things, run the opposite direction. And some of these are very self-explanatory. Number 1, if he doesn't want to be seen in public with you, that is the biggest red flag ever. Like if you're inviting him out places and he's saying like, no, just come over to my place, like just come over. That is the biggest red flag. He does not want to be seen with you and he's just using you. So leave him. 2, if he doesn't want people knowing that you're like seeing each other or that you hooked up or this or that, like if he's being secretive around you, like, and not telling his friends about you, that is a red flag. A lot of people have their reasons for not sharing things about relationships. I, for one, don't think you should share everything about a relationship. But also, when I like someone, like, it's something that I want to talk about with my close friends. Like, I want to talk about this guy that I'm seeing. 3, if he has a girl best friend, that's not a problem. Like, I have a lot of guy friends. Like, that is not a problem. But keep your goddamn eye out. 70% of the time, the girl best friends are, like, the nicest people ever. But that other 30% of the time, girl, they are preying on your downfall. One of my exes had a girl best friend who was so nice to my face, and turns out she was trying to get with my boyfriend the entire time we were together. So if your boyfriend knows that his girl best friend has a crush on him, be careful.
Baby girl, you shouldn't just jump into that relationship because you are in love with this man. You should take your time to know this man very well. Know what he likes, what he does, what you're going to be able to tolerate in that relationship or marriage before saying yes to the man. Let's get back to the video.
If a guy that you're talking to is like not responding to your messages and like leaving you undelivered for like a day, the honest truth is that he probably doesn't want to talk to you. Like, my thing is, if I genuinely like someone and someone likes me, like, we usually talk pretty often. But the matter of fact is you deserve someone who you feel like wants to talk to you and wants to spend time with you. So, I don't know, maybe that's kind of a red flag. If you guys have just been talking for like a very short period of time, if he's moving really, really fast and like, wow, this guy really, really likes me, watch out, because you could very well be getting love bombed and you don't even know it, because it is the worst feeling ever. So if he's like a week in telling you that he loves you, babe, I'd be scared. And those are just a couple of red flags that I've dealt with and I don't like.
Ladies, there are a couple of red flags you need to look out for in a man before you decide you choose to be his girl. So I'm going to be playing a list of videos so that you listen to what some women out there came out to say, listing out a few red flags that you should look out for before saying yes to that man. Baby girl, you want to watch this video because you don't want to miss out. You don't want to get into that relationship and the next thing you're like, oh, if I had known, I should have noticed this in this man before saying yes to him.
Let's talk about a few red flags that you should look out to when you begin dating a man. If he is in his 30s and he's driving his ex's car or a car that is not under his name, that should be a red flag. If he has an apartment and his ex's stuff is still in there, in particular the closet still has half of her clothes, please know that he's still waiting for her to come back into his life. You're just the comfort in case she never comes back. If he has children and he keeps telling you that the baby mama doesn't let him see the kids, ask him for the custody order. That should be a major red flag. Because if you stay with this man, whatever he did to her, he's gonna do to you. If he's in his 30s and he still plays video games and doesn't have a high-paying job, why does this matter? Because if he's more invested in video games and he doesn't use that as a source of income, and he has a low-paying job, it shows you that he lacks ambition and he's never going to try to better himself, and you're going to be the one that ends up pulling all the weight in the relationship when it comes to the finances. If he has a victim mentality, if all he does is talk about how his parents ruined his life and he could have done so much better if his parents helped him, how his exes were horrible and he never did anything, and the world is just out to get him. If 2 or more women are out there saying that he hit them, that should be a major red flag. If he has kids and his own kids don't want to see him, that should be another red flag. Comment if you want to hear more.
Okay, so if he says this to you, run. Early stages edition. So this all applies to anyone you're in the talking stage with, someone you are, you seriously like, but it's just really early days. If you see these signs, run. If he says, I miss you, you've just met, you've just started talking, maybe you haven't even had your first date yet. What does he miss? You just swapped numbers recently and he's like, oh, I miss you so much. If you find yourself thinking to yourself, okay, that's interesting that he already misses me, please don't be silly, don't get flattered. It's a love bombing technique. To miss someone, that means that you are used to their presence and they are not around anymore. Missing someone, you can't miss someone that you've just met. And even if it's not a technique, it's somewhat clingy. And if he's not trying to come across clingy in the early stages, he is trying to love bomb you. He is trying to flatter you in very cheap ways, and you are not cheap. Someone using the tactic of saying they miss you when it's literally, you've literally just met, it's just such a fuckboy red flag. You do not want a fuckboy. Run. Pet names. He's calling you my baby, my love. And remember, we're talking about early stages here. You've just met this person and already they're dropping baby in your messages. It's their way of claiming you already when he probably has many babies in his phone. Use your own initiative here, because obviously it's case by case. If a guy you've just met is calling you a certain pet name and it just feels a bit odd to you, it just feels a bit premature that he would start giving you pet names. You don't feel like you're to be claimed, if you know what I mean, just yet. Run. Lastly, if you get this text message, you up, you awake, run. Remember, please, I'm sorry, just could you keep in mind, this is not your boyfriend. This is someone you've just met. I know I keep repeating myself, just, if you get, are you awake message and you have not heard from him all day, just know you are not the only woman in his phone, and unless you're okay with that, just another fuckboy sign. Not only are you not the only woman in his phone, but you're not the first choice. You may not even be the second choice. The one he really wanted to speak to, I don't know, she fell asleep or she's not answering right now, so you're the fallback. And the worst thing is, if this person does pick up the phone eventually, if she does wake up, or, you know, whatever this first choice is doing, as soon as she does this, he's going to leave you on red. If you get that message and you have not heard from him in a long time, run.
You know, talking about marriage is a one-time thing. Like, it's something you get into and hope to spend a lifetime in there. But talking about relationship, you can just like, okay, I've gotten to know this man and I don't think I'll be able to continue. I don't think I'll be able to cope with all of this is red flags. I'm just opting out. But marriage, girlies, you need to take your time to know his red flags. Know these red flags before jumping in.
This information is going to save you time and heartache. This is F-Boy Red Flags. The Selfie King. There are a whole bunch of selfies in his camera roll and on his social media. He either thinks he's prettier than you or he actually is prettier than you. Even if he's a model, he should not be obsessed with his looks. He should be obsessed with your looks. Mr. Boy, the man that's always with his boys. His boys will always take priority to you. He is going to tell them all of your business. And he doesn't have a mind of his own because his boys are what he wants to think like, be around. So good luck trying to connect with him on a deep level. The handsy guy, he is also the person that is always trying to get you over to his place. He's always touching you. Easy way to spot the handsy guy. He's not going to be paying attention to any of your attributes that are beyond surface level, beyond your external appearance, and that is all he's focused on, and that is all he's going to talk about. His eyes are, yeah. He's beyond horny, and he cannot control it. He's unreliable, he's inconsistent, and he's full of excuses. Truth is, he's using you as a placeholder, so cut him off before he cuts you off. Entertainer. Let's just say he's entertaining everyone. He's in the industry, so he's wanted by many, and he's gonna be a bachelor forever. You can be the prettiest, sweetest, most intelligent, most perfect woman in the world. You are one of 10 million, 10 billion.
Talking about knowing your man's red flags before accepting to go into that relationship. I know there are some men that would hide their character. At times they'll say it's women that used to hide characters in relationship. Then when you get married to them, you start seeing their true colors. Ladies, believe me when I say some men too used to hide their characters. So you might feel like, oh, you've gotten to know this man's red flags. You've gotten to know he's a mommy's boy. He's this kind of a person. He talks too much, and it's something you will not be able to cope with. Or some girls will be like, okay, I think I can manage this. Then when you get into that relationship, you start seeing more red flags. Ladies, feel free to drop your opinions below. Feel free to drop a comment in the comment section of this video. What do you think about this list of red flags that these ladies mentioned in this video? Their opinions. Feel free to drop a comment below. Do you think they are perfect, they are right, they are correct, or they are just over exaggerating things. As some people will say, no man is perfect. Feel free to drop a comment below, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button